Hi everyone, today I want to explain something that trips up almost everyone who's new to Azure AI Search, and honestly, even experienced developer get this wrong. We are talking about two field types, EDM.String and collection, EDM.Single. Now those names sounds really technical, but I promise by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what they mean, why they exist, and when to use each one. Let's jump in. So imagine you have a document. Could be a news article, a product page, a company policy, anything. In our example here, the document says Azure AI Search makes search smarter with AI. Simple enough. Now, when you store this document in Azure AI Search, you're not just throwing the whole thing in as one big blob of text. You actually break it down into different fields. Think of it like a filing cabinet. You don't just dump everything in one drawer. You have separate folders, one for title, one for the description, one for keywords, and so on. And here's the key thing. Different fields need different data types. That's exactly what we are going to explore next. Let's start with left side, EDM.String. EDM.String is for text, human readable text. Fields like text, description, content, keywords. These are things you and I can read. Words, sentences. An example looks like this. Title, Azure AI Search. That's just a label with a value. Totally readable, totally normal. Now, EDM.String fields power what's called keyword search. That's the traditional kind of search. You type Azure AI Search and it looks for documents that contain exactly those words. It works great for exact matches, but, and this is important, it doesn't understand meaning. It only looks at words. Now let's look at the right side, collection, EDM.Single. This one looks completely different. Instead of storing words, it stores numbers, a long list of floating numbers. Like this, 0.12, minus 0.48, and so on. What are these numbers? These are called vectors or embeddings. Here's the simplest way to think about it. When an AI model reads your text, it converts the meaning of that text into list of numbers, like GPS coordinates, but for meaning. So two sentences that mean the same thing will produce numbers that are close to each other, even if the actual words are completely different. That's why you need collection, EDM.Single. It's the only field type in Azure AI Search that can store these number arrays. And this number arrays power semantic search, the intelligent kind of search that understands context and meaning. So look at what we have here. One document, but two completely different branches. On the left, the text flows into EDM.String fields, words. On the right, the AI generated numbers flow into collection, EDM.String fields. You can see the particles moving in both directions. Same document, two different representation, two different purposes. The question people always ask is, why do I need both? Great question. And the answer is, they serve completely different types of users. EDM.String is for when someone types an exact phrase. Collection, EDM.Single, is for when someone searches by idea, not exact words. Now let's see what actually happens to search time. On the left, EDM.String gives us keyword match, exact words only, not semantic. It doesn't get context. Miss results where meaning is the same but words are different. For example, if you search for intelligent search engine and the document says smart search tool, keyword search will miss it, different words. On the right, collection, EDM.Single, gives you semantic match, meaning based, understand context, finds relevant results even when words don't match exactly. That same search for intelligent search engine would find a document about smart search tool because the meaning is close. This is the power of vector search, and it only works if you use the right field type, collection.single. If you use EDM.String for your embedding, it breaks, full stop. Let me take just 30 seconds to explain the math. When the AI model converts your text into numbers, those numbers are like coordinates on a map of meaning. Ideas that are similar end up closer together on this map. Ideas that are unrelated end up far apart. When you run a vector search, Azure AI Search basically says, where is the query on this map? Find me all the documents that are nearby. That's it. That's a vector search. Nearest neighbors on a meaning map. And for this to work, Azure AI Search needs the number stored in a format it can do math on. That format is collection, Edm.Single. Single means 32-bit floating point number. Collection means it's a list of them, not just one. And here is the rule I want you to take away from this video. Text for humans, vectors for AI. If a field contains words people read, use EDM.String. If a field contains embedding an AI model generates, use collection, Edm.Single. That's the whole thing. It doesn't matter how smart your AI model is or how good your search index is. If you put your embeddings in a wrong field type, vector search will not work. This is one of the most common mistakes I see in Azure AI Search implementations. Now you know how to avoid it. Alright, quick recap before we wrap up. Edm.String stores text, it powers keyword search. Edm.Single stores vectors, it powers semantic search. Your document can and should have both. Pick the wrong type and your search breaks. If you found this helpful, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Drop a comment below if you want me to cover how to actually create these field types in Azure AI Search Index. I'll do hands-on walkthrough. See you in next video. Take care.